before we move to our final panel for the day, I would like to welcome to the stage Danielle Sarber, Vice President, Business Banking Sales Manager at U.S. Bank, to say a few words.
All right, thank you, Don. Love that this is our third straight year for U.S. Bank to sponsor at the gold level for this event. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share the piece of my story. One of the hardest things about leadership is that nobody hands you permission to lead. At some point, you have to decide that you belong before anyone else agrees. Again, I'm Danielle Sarber, and I lead business banking in the South Sound for U.S. Bank. About 4 years ago, I stepped into a leadership role leading the very team that I used to be a part of. Overnight, my relationships changed. One day I was a peer and confidant, and the next day I was their manager. Some people immediately supported me and believed in me, but not everybody did. There were people who challenged me, questioned me, or simply didn't share the same vision and belief that I did about where the bank was headed. And that was hard. I had already been with U.S. Bank for 10 years and had been successful individually, but leading a team is very different than succeeding on your own. Not everyone fit the culture we were trying to build, and some people didn't want to. Early on, I struggled with that. I cared deeply about my team, and I wanted people to like me. But over time, I realized that avoiding hard conversations wasn't helping anyone, especially the people that were performing well and wanted to be part of a winning team. As I started having tougher conversations, holding people accountable to expectations, and yes, even letting people go, something changed. People started to see me differently. Not because I became harsher, but because I became clearer, more confident, more willing to lead instead of trying to keep everyone comfortable. And honestly, that's when people really started respecting me as the leader of the team. I think a lot of women struggle with this. We're often taught to prioritize being liked, accommodating, and agreeable. But leadership requires making decisions that are uncomfortable, unpopular, or emotionally hard. It doesn't make you mean, it makes you responsible. Over time, I learned that you can lead with empathy and still have high standards. The strongest teams require both. For a long time, I kept asking myself, how do I get people to see me as a leader? But eventually I realized I was asking the wrong question. It's not, how do I get to see people to see me as a leader? It's, why am I waiting for them to decide that I'm a leader? It had to start with me and with my mindset. Everything changed when I stopped waiting for external validation and decided for myself that I belonged in my role. I stopped shrinking myself to make other people comfortable. I mostly stopped over-explaining, and I stopped trying to earn permission to lead. And slowly things started to change. My team changed. I've changed. I learned that leadership isn't about everyone liking you. It's not about never being challenged, and it's definitely 100% not about being perfect. Leadership is about having the courage to keep showing up anyway, to trust yourself enough to lead through discomfort and uncertainty. I'm incredibly proud of the leader I've become, not because of the times where my success was most visible, but because I kept going when it was really, really hard. And I hope every woman here remembers this. The first person who has to believe that you're capable of leading is you. Thank you.